Dang it was there.
I'm Tatiana, and my shirt says "Don't talk to me" on the back.
And this is what are we talking about? Because we got a lot to talk about. This episode is Superman Edition. We just recently saw it this past weekend, and we're gonna deep dive into these questions about it. But before we start, any overarching thoughts about the weekend, about Superman, anything before we dive into these questions?
So we all know I do love Abel Tesfaye, but I know that's not what you meant. That was a nice chill weekend. Mm-hmm. It was a substitute of plans, but it was great. You know, got to see some family, got to relax. Mm-hmm. Got to go to the movies. Loving being back in the movies.
Mm-hmm. Movie culture. Found
out that our Cinemark down the street sells coffee.
Oh yeah.
I'm really excited about that. If your Cinemark doesn't sell coffee, I don't know.
Behind the wave.
But yeah, overall weekend was a great relaxing weekend.
Awesome.
How did you feel about the weekend? You love asking me questions and not answering them.
Well, I'll tell you. It was solid, honestly. My highlight was probably buying a new outfit. Got some new outfits and stuff like that. My new tattoo is healing very well, and then also we had Shake Shack.
We did have Shake Shack. We haven't had Shake Shack in a while.
Yeah, Shake Shack was fire. And plus the Superman movie. So I hope we rate this movie as high as our weekend, because that's the first question. What do you rate the movie 1 out of 10?
Before I answer that, we are talking about the new Superman movie. This portion will not have spoilers.
This is spoiler free.
Spoiler free, so you are able to still listen to at least half of the episode, so don't leave, please.
This is spoiler free.
Spoiler free, and we'll be just talking about the movie in our feelings, not anything specific. Mm-hmm. I'm also pointing that out to remind myself and Mason as well. Mm-hmm. This is not the time to go into detail.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And so now that is over, I rate it out of 10. I would give it a solid 8. I enjoyed it.
Okay.
It was a great movie overall. I just like what they did with it. Mm-hmm. I think it definitely matched my expectations from the previews that they gave us. So, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. 8.5. I think the flow was good. I didn't leave the movie theater tired. I kind of wanted to see more. So, yeah, it felt a little short for me, just the movie, just because there was so much, and I just liked it. I liked the flow, so I'll give it an 8.5, honestly. Let us know what y'all rated, you know what I'm saying? Do you think the casting was good for this movie?
Oh, absolutely. I think the casting was great. I think I'm specifically talking about Superman. I think it gives the Superman look while putting a slight touch of realism to him, while still making him very attractive as Superman should be. I think the actor did a great job. If you could find his name for me, that would be great.
Yeah, that's fine.
I think he did a phenomenal job. And honestly, all of the casting all around.
So you're talking about David Corn, this guy.
Yes, absolutely. Yes,
absolutely. David.
Mr. David. Yeah, he did a phenomenal job. I think I also loved the casting for Lois Lane.
Okay.
She was fantastic. She did a great job portraying what they told her to portray. I will get into that deeper later. So I think that she did a great job. I think the little Justice Gang, they were all perfect. I love the actress that has a role in the Justice Gang. I like her in Instant Family. She plays the teenager.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. One of my top movies for sure. And so I love her already, and so I think she did a great job. Also, Yeah, those are my highlights. Oh! The guy that plays Luther is amazing.
Oh,
I just love him as a person.
You talking about Lex Luthor?
Yes.
Yeah, his name was Nicholas Hoult.
I love him as a person. All of his roles, he plays them so well. And the, like, comedic relief that comes with him as an actor, I just love.
Right.
So, I think all the casting was great.
Awesome. Yeah, well, I thought they were good as well. I like that it was a new, fresh. I haven't seen, well, except for Lex Luthor, I haven't seen any of these other people in another movie like that. So it's kind of refreshing just seeing new actors just on the screen doing.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I like the casting overall. I was kind of skeptical about Superman just because we've been so accustomed to Henry Cavill as Superman. So I was like, this is kind of like a Spider-Man situation or something like that. Or are they gonna do the hero justice? And I feel like they did. I feel like they did in this movie, honestly. So moving on to the next one, would you recommend this movie to anyone and go see it again?
I would, in fact, recommend this movie to everyone. I immediately texted my mother afterwards and told her it was amazing. So I think everyone should go see it. Also because I am pro movie theater, so like just go to the theater, go watch it in the theater. Okay, Cinemark does $5 movie Tuesday. Go see a movie. Okay, it's a fun time. I would go see it again because it was really great. I loved it. It is joined my list of staple superhero movies that I can rewatch. So
awesome. I would definitely recommend it for anyone. Honestly, this movie takes a more comic book accurate route rather than a realistic one of like Snyder and like past Batmans and Supermans, things like that. So I kind of like that aspect of the movie. So I would definitely recommend seeing it again, and also seeing it in the theater because I feel like that's one of the best experiences that you can see whenever because the surround sound, like the overall ambiance was amazing. So try your best to see it in the theater, but if you can't, you know what I'm saying, it's good on DVD. Alright
guys, so this is your official Superman spoiler warning. If you have not seen the film, we love you. You are more than welcome to click off. Still give us a rating, a comment, a heart, a like, a love,
something,
a subscribe, a bell notification, a something. Please.
We want you here with us.
We love you guys. We want you here. But if you don't mind about the spoilers, I mean, you are welcome to listen. I know sometimes, depending on the movie, I don't mind a spoiler because I'll still go see it depending on what it is. So, I mean, whatever floats your boat. And I'll be taking point on this section.
Go ahead.
So.
Reverse. Go ahead.
What was your favorite part of the movie, Mason?
Easily, when he saved homegirl from the falling building in the car, and then he popped up out of there. She was looking back, and you saw that ambiance was crazy.
Oh, that was the most cinematic piece of scenery that I have seen.
I was waiting for that moment, because I don't know if you remember those scenes in Snyder where like those women were like stuck on a building, or the mom was stuck on a building. She was like reaching her hand out to him, and he was like floating, but you saw the silhouette, but you couldn't see him. Like when you think of like the people's perspective when it comes to Superman, I feel like that's what they see him as, and I feel like that was a great depiction of how a human or a normal person sees Superman was when she was driving away. Like this man literally, like he's bigger than just a regular superhero. Like he's almost godly a little bit.
Yeah.
So I like that depiction of just seeing it from a human's eye, because we all see it from a camera eye and we're like, oh, he's getting into a fight. But to see it from like an actual human's eye, she was like, it was an admiration. Completely.
Yeah, no, and I think what I love about that scene as well is just because of what's happening in the movie with them like kind of turning on Superman. I think it kind of solidifies the fact that like, holy shit, like this man, like we turn on this man and he still decided to come in and literally save my life. So it was one of those things where it's just like we were wrong about this man. I was wrong about this man, if she thought that or whatever. And I think it's just like the realization of like he is here for us, the people, and for good was just a great culmination. It's like it summed up the movie, right?
Yeah, right there.
So I agree with you. I really like that scene. I think my favorite scene out of the entire movie was probably, I'm a baby, so it was probably when he went to see his parents.
Oh, with the dad and stuff like that?
Yeah. And just like that, the entire sequence of them like interacting after he wakes up, and like the talk with his dad outside, and his mom coming and telling him that there's something going on in the box. She's got a whole...
That's a crazy term for
She's got a whole baby flat screen TV, and she said there's something going on the box.
The speakerphone was wild too. Like, she just had it on the table, just talking directly.
Ma and Pa, we just wanted to call you and let you know. They were sweethearts. I loved it. I love the way they depicted his parents, like, because they weren't like as big of a focus as normal.
So
I love how they depict it, and then like the one little scene is super cute where, you know, like they're calling for Superman to come back, and she's like, "Well, I washed your boots. Let me go get them." Yeah. Like, it was just super sweet, and I think it just like it showed for me how like obviously he was sent to Earth as a baby, so like kind of like he kind of goes on at the end to say it's like he's more human than he is Kryptonian. Like, this is where he lives. This is where he is. This is where he grew up. This is what he knows. So, I just thought it was really sweet. A cute little family moment.
Right. Honorable mention, Mr. Terrific. Whenever he showed homie's face, yes. He was like, "I'm Mr. Terrific. I could do this. I don't need your help.
I don't need your help."
So,
my honorable mention was Lex Luthor shoving the mugs off the tables.
Yeah, pick it up.
That was hilarious. I absolutely loved that comedic relief moment because it was just like, he shoves it, it breaks, they clean it up, they give him a new mug, place it on. As soon as it's placed, they're like, no.
Right.
He's like, no, I don't want that.
Well, that segues to the next one.
Hey!
Sorry, I forgot I'm not answering. I'm not doing
Nothing ever segues. You always say that, and it doesn't segue.
It segues. It does. You were just talking about Lex Luthor. Okay, go ahead.
What rating would you give Lex Luthor as a supervillain, 1 to 10, in this particular film?
I have to give him an 8.
Okay.
I have to give him an 8 just because when we talk about I'm just going off a DC type of villains. I don't think he's on like Heath Ledger, like Joker level, like those type of roles, because he did have comedic reliefs. Like, yes, there was tension, but there wasn't that overarching fear factor for me when it came to him.
Okay.
But he was a amazing villain. I'm not gonna lie. But I would rate him an 8. Just overall, his vibe. I mean, he basically was a star of the show for like most of the movie. What he did was cutthroat, and he was also you can almost understand where he came from to a certain point. So I always like an understanding villain. So that's why I put him at an 8. But it's just that dark side of like Dan Snyder, like movies, or like whenever Heath Ledger was a Joker, he just didn't have it for me in the movie. So that's why I can't put him to that 9-10 range. But he was a good villain. I will say that he was a really good villain.
That's fair. I'm going to give him an 8.5, almost 9, because I think the points that are missing the mark for you are what makes him a little bit more scary for me, is because he was so easily convinced that he wasn't the villain. Like, with the way he operated and moved, and the fact that he could still find, like, his own like joy or comedic relief or in whatever it was that he was doing. Like, you're a literal psychopath, you crazy person. And like the man made a pocket dimension to imprison whoever he felt like, basically. He put his ex-girlfriend in there for tweeting something mean about him. I just think that's like just the audacity of that, and like knowing you can do it and just being like, yeah, go get her. Put her in there. Right. It's just kind of crazy to me. And then just the way that he was able to... He's also smart. So the way he was able to orchestrate what he wanted and kind of move just about pretty much everyone around him to do what he wanted. That's just a skill
for sure
that a pretty high ranking villain has to kind of have. So give me 8.5, possibly a 9. Maybe.
Score. Maybe.
Wonderful. Okay, well, on the opposite end of that, Mr. Mason, what would you rate our new Superman? 1 out of 10.
I will also just double down and say 8, just because I need a second movie from him. Okay. I need a second movie from him to even put him in the realm of Henry Cavill. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I feel like Dan Schneider's Superman, like, definitely embodied the attitude of there's an overarching good, regardless of what anybody else like has to say. Whereas I feel like this Superman was kind of searching for that acceptance with everybody, and I feel like once he gets over that hurdle, like, yes, I'm Superman, I need to do the greater good, but I battle with that because I love that aspect of the Superman, this new movie, because you actually get to see the real world, like what he goes through in a real time fashion. So I'll give him an 8. The second movie he might be bumped up to a 9, but he's a great Superman, great start, honestly.
I'm very inclined to agree with you. I think 8 is a great answer. And I am going to agree and also give him an 8. And I think he does a really great job of being a hero, but also battling like with his own mind and normal human thing. Like I said, he grew up learning with us as well. And so I think just watching the battle of that makes him very endearing. But there are a few things that I think could have been decision-wise probably done a little bit better, but also like can understand at the same time. And I am looking forward to another movie for sure. Like there needs to be another. There needs to be another
one.
Last on the books question before we go off the books. Last on the books question is, you would add this question on here. Do you think that this movie will win Movie of the Year?
No.
No. The answer is no. And we have to remember, I'm so sorry, you can answer. I asked you the question.
Oh, I was just going to say, personally, I don't feel like it's a better movie than Sinners. It will probably get more money than Sinners, honestly, just because it's Superman and things like that. But personally, I don't think it was as good of a movie for me. But it's definitely, for me, I don't think it's going to be better than Fire and Ash, Avatar. So
I was waiting for you to mention that. I think, unfortunately, knowing that an Avatar, an iteration, a next segment of the Avatar movie is coming out at the end of this year, there's just, unfortunately, until proven otherwise, there's just not another movie that's going to top it. And I haven't even seen it, but that's just the reputation that Avatar has.
Because they keep getting better.
They keep getting better and better.
Because arguably, I wouldn't say we boosted the first movie, but it was so revolutionary graphic-wise that, I don't know, the story was still good, but they still outpaced themselves in water.
Absolutely.
And then the reviewers said, this movie's better than water. I'm just like, how?
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I'm here for that. So that's all of our questions we have on the books. I, for one, my favorite aspect of the Superman movie, which I think is another reason why I like it so much, and not that I was going into it planning on not liking it. I pretty much like any superhero movie. Though I would technically consider myself more of a Marvel fan, this is why. And this is what I hope that DC can accomplish. And you are welcome to let me know if this has happened and I just missed it. But I feel like DC misses the mark because when they do crossover movies, it's never the same actor as that was in the individual movie. Or by the time they do a crossover movie, they've already like transitioned, and so like it's like that. It doesn't really show continuity. Whereas with Marvel, Like, the same Tony Stark is the same Tony Stark in Civil War, in his own movie, in making cameos in Spider-Man. Like, it was always Robert Downey Jr. And so I feel like this is the opportunity with this cast here that is, I'm going to say less well-known. I'm not going to say they're not well-known, because I'm sure there are plenty of people that do know these actors and follow them. But to keep, like, if we're going to go and do a Batman-Superman movie, I need Robert Pattinson to come back, and I need Mr. David to both, I need them to both, like, if they're going to world build, we need to world build. But I also think that this movie set up for that to an extent, because I liked that it didn't give us another Superman origin story. We know Superman's origin story. We've had it a million bajillion times. We don't really need a new one anymore, because we've already done it a million times. I like that it was already established. We know Superman. Here he is. Here's Lois Lane. Here's where he works. Here's the issue. Let's get into it. And I really liked that. And I think that's one of my biggest boosts for me in my rating of overall that I gave it earlier.
I think I agree with that. You're right. They do change actors a lot, because Green Lantern used to be, what's his name, the Deadpool dude.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, he used to be him. Like, we didn't know where Green Lantern was for a good minute. Like, and then we have 2 Supermans, 3 Batmans, because you still got it's not the Dark Knight and all that stuff. But the one aspect I really liked about this movie is it was realistic.
It was very realistic.
It was very realistic in the fact of, like, if you're gonna beat Superman, you need somebody like Lex to do it. He got him all the way to the tweets from the multi-dimension with those monkeys, like, sending out millions of tweets each day to ruin his reputation. Like, he used the cover-up to do that, and he did all that just for the animosity. Like, I just want to kill you because, like, you're viewed in the world as a genius when you didn't even do none for it, where I had to work my whole life. And it was very much real, and you can see how much of a psycho he actually is.
No, and like you said, not only can you see how much of a psycho he is, you can also see how that could push someone to do something so crazy.
Right.
Because it's a very valid thing to be upset with someone about, to obviously a certain extent, obviously not to the extreme.
Yeah.
But it makes sense when you look at it in a movie scope and as a sympathetic human being.
For sure. Cameo from Supergirl was funny too.
That was hilarious.
I like that they did add in tidbits of moments where they educated the audience. Whenever he was like, "Oh yeah, she goes to the red sun or planets with near red suns because it slows down our metabolism, so we can get drunk." Or heightens it. And, like, that was kind of the things where they didn't have to tell us that. Like, that could have just been just for the comic book people.
Right.
But they told everybody so we could all be included. And I was just like, when he said that, I was like, oh.
I also like that being added as well, because I never knew that Krypto was hers.
Yeah.
I always thought Krypto was just Superman's, and I always wondered, like, when does he come into play? In the sense of, like, we always see a Superman movie without Krypto, so I was like, I know Krypto exists. Where the heck did he go? I finally learned that he's actually her dog. And I thought that was so neat. And the fact that it was like something so simple as he was babysitting him while she went to party. Like, that's so hilarious.
I like their introduction of characters. Not gonna lie, compared to like any other movie, these superheroes wasn't very much like how I would say as much known. Like, as the cast and the character and the variation of how they're presented. But they made Mr. Terrific hands down an amazing thing. Green Lantern, even with his bowl cut, was amazing. Like,
he was the perfect person to play a Green Lantern with the bowl cut.
Yes,
it was perfect.
The Elemental dude, he was great.
I loved him.
I don't know, he added a very, like, that was one of those real moments where he was like, bro, I don't want to hurt nobody, but he has my kid over there. And then, like, watching him go through all those emotions to eventually help, and it's just absolutely. I like what they did with the side characters as well. Like, I shouldn't have gotten that attached to these guys as much,
right? But and like you said, they did that while not taking away from the main plot. And I think that sometimes that's where movies go wrong. Is like, you want to create depth so that you have a feel and attachment to the story, so it feels like a complete built world, but then they start spending too much time on them, and it's like, okay, this is great and all, but where's Superman?
Where's Superman? But they did a good pace with it.
They did a really great pace with it.
Good pace with it. I just the one tidbit is I just hope he was very much lover boy Superman this movie. At some point I do want him to become stoicer.
Okay.
Just because I know he's very much battling with his human side when it comes to that. But it's not like he has to succumb to like just human like overall emotions when it comes to that. Like there's a bigger picture when it comes to that. When it comes to being Superman, I felt like he was very much diving into the lowest thing in like a negative way sometimes. And I just wish he would become more, like I said, stoic and not like more Superman like.
I get what you're saying. I disagree though, because I feel like the creation of pointing out that he is more human makes more sense because he has zero memory or interaction with the stoicism of Kryptonian people. So it's like he wouldn't know to be that way. You know what I mean?
For sure. But
so I feel like it makes, to me personally, I just feel like it makes more sense that because from whatever that he can remember, that he can, that is how he is. And I think it gives a little bit more depth to, and a little more of a, what's the word I'm looking for? I mean, you can call me a baby or whatever, but I just like, I love the emotions actively being shown through a strong badass character.
I feel that. Just the disparity I'm talking about is like a specific scene is whenever he busted in Lex Luthor's door and went to his office. Like, I'm comparing that scene to whenever Henry Cavill's Superman pulled up on Batman. Whenever in Batman v Superman, totally different energies. Just because I feel like, what I mean by stoicism, I feel like when Superman is angry and he pulls up on the scene, I feel like all funniness and complete seriousness like needs to be there. Like that one, like basically, like I feel like it was too much of a comic relief whenever like he's telling him like, where's the dog, and like Lex Luthor's like mumbling under his breath or something. Like I feel like I didn't feel as he was very intimidating during that time, and that's what I meant by like the stoicism like of like the Dan Schneider Superman. Like when he's angry, I feel like it's just a different vibe when it comes to Superman. I just wanted him to see that because like I don't know, I feel like he should have like those moments where like the villain is actually scared, like what is this man about to do to me kind of thing.
Right. I think that goes to show more so of not necessarily Superman's lack of intimidation or stoicism, but more so of Lex Luthor's confidence and cockiness of, I really don't care what you're saying right now. I don't care that you're Superman. You know what I mean? And I don't think it has anything, me personally, I don't think it has anything to do with, like I said, Superman's lack thereof. Because you can see it with almost literally everyone else that they're like, oh shit, just not Lex. And I can see to an extent.
I didn't see anybody else though. Like was there ever a scene to where like when Superman pulled up, like everybody was afraid? I feel like he got his like butt whooped like most of this film, you know?
To each their own.
Yeah. To each his own. But that's just my one critique. I just need a little bit more seriousness from him. Like if they keep this like funny route, they're starting to get into like Thor, like whenever Guardians of the Galaxy and like the later path of Thor, to where it's like more comedy than like actual serious moments. Like
True.
At no point did I think that Superman was gonna like do anything radical throughout that whole movie, which I mean does prove to his point of always being like stoic and human. But like when he got mad, I didn't feel like he actually got mad. I feel like he was just like bluffing the whole time. Whereas the Henry Cavill one, Like I feel like he was gonna kill them, like for real. So yeah, to each his own. But
I think grace definitely needs to be given before we start.
Yeah, that's why I said I need a 2. I need a 2
before we start down the path of the last Thor movie. That's for sure, because that was extreme.
Yeah, later on, like we that's a different topic. But yeah, later I just you know the vibe of Guardians of the Galaxy.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying I think we need to give Superman a little bit of grace before we get there.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. That's what we need number 2. Number 2, Superman, but still a great movie, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, any last thoughts?
Go see the movie.
Go see the movie, man. We'll catch you later.
If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, visit our page and click that bell icon so that you're always notified when we post.
Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. We done talking. We'll see them on the next video.